Good. And I was toiling over this. I talked to my son earlier, and I want to share some stuff with you. I am so glad, as you see by the time, reveal some things with you. And I first of all, I want to ask you to forgive me because because of my spiritual background and my spiritual insight, a lot of things I guess I assume that people see through things. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times, if we see it or we get what's going on, we think other people get it. It's like, ain't no way that people don't see through the bull, right? But everybody does not have that level of discernment, you know. And I want to share some stuff with you. And I know it's a little, and when you look at my title, you say, well, the 2020 election, what did it reveal? Trump revealed Stephen. And I know you think the race was about Biden and Trump, but a lot of things were uncovered. And I was going through this, and I want you to really understand that if you don't understand who Stephen is in your life, and you don't understand what was going on through the election, and people made this all about Trump. Trump is a scapegoat. He's a cover for a lot of people that think the same way he thinks, but you wouldn't recognize them if it wasn't for Trump. You wouldn't have recognized them if it wasn't for this election. You wouldn't have recognized what was going on with you and your relationship with them, because you wouldn't even know they think that way. Because a lot of people are good at cloaking, or I use the word, and when it comes to magic, glamour. They make you see what they want you to see. They make you hear what they want you to hear. And you're going to enjoy this. This is going to, because I'm going to open your eyes. Now, we're going to be coming from Matthew, the 13th chapter, 29 and 30. And why this is important? Because I'm going to show you why it's important. Why it's important. Because first of all, we need to understand why is it important not just to pray, but to watch as well as pray. Because a lot of us are asking God to reveal the enemy. They're asking God to work to show them where to go with, who to deal with. A lot of us don't recognize the enemy. In Matthew 13, 29 and 30, it says, this is the part where we deal with the parable about the wheat and the tare. This is what I'm going to show you what the election revealed to me and why Stephen is dangerous. Now, it says in verse 29, but he said unto him, nay, least while ye gather up the tares, ye root up also the wheat with them. This is when I'm trying to get people to understand that you're not going to be able to just physically look at and recognize Stephen. I'm going to show you who Stephen is in a minute. Then it goes on to say in verse 30, let both grow together until the harvest. And the time of the harvest, I will say to the reapers, Donald Trump is the reaper. Y'all might not like what I'm going to say. Donald Trump is the reaper. He is revealing to you who the wheat and who the tare. Because Donald Trump demands loyalty. You can't pretend to be a wheat and you a tare, because he does not allow people to what? Straddle the fence. He makes you make a loyalty. You have to come all the way over. You can't straddle the fence with Trump. Come on, thank you, Lord. Trump was good for this country. I'm going to show you here. It says, I say unto the reaper, first gather together the tares and bind them in a bundle and burn them, but gather the wheat into the barn. Now, what Trump made everybody do in this country, y'all got to remember this. There were 71 million people voted for Trump. Biden won. Absolutely. There were 76, probably going to be even more million people that threw this election in Biden's favor. I want to talk to you about them 71 million Stevens that you would not have known that they think the way that they think. Trump bundled them all together. Now, Stephen ain't just in the Republican Party. Stephen is in the Democratic Party as well. The Reaper. The Reaper will let you know who is on the lower side. Now, the reason why this is important, y'all, and why this is so good, because I was up burning my incense, getting clarity. Now, there's a movie that some of you that's been played years ago, Django. And I want y'all to hear this clip because I saved this clip for y'all. And I ain't gonna give you no spiritual law besides the fact of reaping and sowing. But listen at this. I got some good stuff for you. It says this. This is the clip of the movie. Now I'm not gonna play all of them because in this particular movie there's a lot of profanity, and that ain't what my goal is. But this is the part of the movie where the Django is destroying Candyland. And this is the part of the movie that he's shooting different ones, but he's also narrating why he got a problem. And let me tell you something about a Stephen. A Stephen hates a Django. A Django is a black man or a black woman or an ally that stands up for what's right. And they operate in their own personality. And they are fair. Stephen is somebody that pretends. Now, this is why I want you to understand this is what I'm trying to tell you. Stephen is somebody you will invite to the cookout. And when you invite Stephen to the cookout, they will sit there and they will eat with you and they will listen. And when you get back to work, you will find out that everything that happened at the cookout, the boss know, the supervisor know. And next thing you know, you in trouble on your job. Stephen is somebody that you will invite into your house. And Stephen will come into your house and put stuff down because Stephen hates you worse than Massa hates you. Y'all ain't hearing me, Stephen hates the idea that you think you are equal with Massa. Come on here, somebody. Stephen is the person that despises that you walk in confidence and that you walk in your intellect. Stephen despises who you are because Stephen knows that is not who he is. And the only ammo he got to destroy you through Massa. Come on here, somebody, You will be on the job at excelling. You will be running your business and Stephen will come in. And Stephen will sit there and tell you how proud they are of you, looking for something that they can go down to the public office and tell them, well, they got roaches, they got this going on, they gouging prices. You mess around and tell Stephen how you do what you do, and you're gonna find yourself in a world of trouble. Stephen dangerous, y'all. Now this is the part right here I want y'all to listen to.
Now, all you black folks, I suggest you get away from all these white folks.
Separate.
Not you, Stephen.
Not you, Stephen.
You right where you belong.
Stephen, you right where you belong. Listen to this, y'all.
Cole, before you go, would you tell Miss Laura goodbye?
Do what now?
I said tell Miss Laura.
Tell Miss Laura goodbye.
Bye, Miss Laura.
This.
Don't you run along now.
I want y'all, I'm going to put this clip in my description. Now, this is what I want you to understand. When Django told Stephen to go, and told all the black folks to go, notice Stephen was trying to leave. He said, not you, Stephen. See, this is like, Stephen is like, we talked about Lil Wayne. We talked about Ice Cube. These are people. Stephen is spiritual people in our community that are using their magic, using their spiritual abilities to help Master keep you in bondage, to help Master block you. Let me tell y'all something. Harriet Tubman had to shoot a lot of Stephens. Harriet Tubman had to bust a cap in a lot of Stephens. And you ain't gonna know a Stephen until separation comes, because the wheat and the tare look alike. These are skin folk, as we say, not kin folk. They just skin folk. They look like you. They might even talk like you, but they not there for you. They don't have your best interest at heart. And instead of you being mad with Donald Trump, you need to thank Trump for every Stephen he revealed in your life. And when you bust a cap in your enemy, make sure you put a bullet in Stephen. Spiritually, I'm speaking. Okay? Because let me tell you something. These people are dangerous. These people will tell you to invest your money in things that they can make money, and they know that you are not going to prosper. They're going to run the same gambit on you that Massa running on you. But what they're going to do is you're going to befriend them because you think, but oh, they black. So they understand. They're not going to do me like Massa going to do me. No, they're going to do you worse than Massa, because you're going to really drop your guard with Stephen. And when you don't understand what God is really doing in this hour and in this time, you would actually resent what is going on, instead of saying, you know what, my eyes are open. When was the time? I'm talking about my own self. I wasn't even into politics like that until I did Barack Obama, but I just voted to vote. Donald Trump opened our eyes how what goes on in Washington affects what goes on in your personal state, your city, your town. It trickles down. It affects everything. A lot of us don't know how all this stuff is connected because we don't pay attention. The same thing, we come into church. We don't understand how all things are connected. He said all things work together for the good of them that love God and called according to his purpose. When you need God to bring you through something, you got to understand when he turned the light on, you got to acknowledge that that's a roach. You got to acknowledge that that's a Stephen that's in your life. And only God can uproot him. The reason why this is important, because Stephen is a part of the foundation. Stephen is a part of the system that is at work against you. They will hire a Stephen in HR to make sure you don't get promoted, because they know Stephen hates you more than them. And Stephen know how to make sure you don't prosper. Stephen know how to make sure you get fired on the job. Stephen makes sure that you don't know about the promotion or the opportunity on the job. Stephen ain't gonna never tell you about the benefits, but Stephen gonna befriend you because they skin folk, not kin folk. Oh yes, I'm feeling this morning, because let me tell y'all something. Stephen is danger to the vineyard. He sets up, he sits at the cookout, and he listens, he eats, and then when you get back to work, you find out everything you were talking about. They didn't even know you drank like that. You at Pastor House having you a drink, and Stephen sitting there taking notes. Do y'all hear me? You out there at the football game, you think you safe, but Stephen's sitting right there, and you just talking and laughing and having a good time. And for you know, you and your husband is in a divorce court, because Stephen is sitting there gathering information to undo what God has for you. Baby, let me tell you something. You can speak in tongue all you want. You can pray. You can light candles. If you're not able to discern the adversary, the Bible says it like this. They are what? Wolves in sheep clothing. That's Stephen. Stephen is the person you are trusting because you think they got your best interest at heart. All I'm trying to tell you that when you read Psalm 35, you better understand what Psalm 35 gonna do. And when God go to moving against Stephen, he allowed the angel to chase Stephen, and Stephen is like shaft before the wind, that you don't get upset and start asking God to deliver Stephen. Come on here, somebody. I'm here. Let me tell you, this election, Donald Trump is the revealer. He is the reaper. He made the wheat go on one side. He made the tare go on another. He made you choose this day whom you gonna serve. That's not a bad thing, y'all. That's a good thing. He made you identify with all 100% of your racism. Because sometimes you can hide behind 20%. Sometimes you can hide behind 40%. Sometimes you can hide behind 60%. But when you come to certain people, they make you choose this day whom you gonna serve. Let the God that answer by fire, let him be God. Now, the Django is that person Stephen will never, ever like. You got to know when Stephen is talking about somebody, why Stephen is so vile. Why Stephen will pray that God bring the Django down, because Stephen got a problem with Django believing that Christ in him or her is the hope of glory. That they have authority in God and they can decree a thing. Let me tell you something. When you walk in your authority and understand your identity, and you're not a kiss up and you ain't a brown noser, Stephen got a problem with you, huh? If you ain't sleeping your way through the job and you really got your skill set is the reason why you are where you are, Stephen got a problem with you, ma'am. Stephen got a problem with you, sir. My church ain't run by the government. We work, we give to apostolic faith of Jesus Christ. So I can speak what the hell I want to speak, huh? Oh, we prosper in my ministry by the sweat of our brow. I got my hat on, y'all, because I ain't got my hair cut. I'm going to get my hair cut today. Then I'm going to be back with a spiritual video, a more spiritual video day. But this is what I want to help you understand why this is so important. That when you are operating your everyday life, understand who Stephen is. And when God get the moving, you tell Stephen, not you. Huh? When God go to blessing, you don't bring Stephen. When God go to prospering, you don't bring Stephen. When God give you a dream, you don't tell Stephen. When God tell you the number to the lotto, as some of y'all say, you don't tell Stephen. Stephen, male or female, this ain't about gender. I'm talking about the character of Stephen. Huh? Stephen hate you. That Stephen don't dislike you. Stephen hate you. And Stephen gonna do whatever he or she got to do to bring you down. And if you don't recognize who Stephen is, some of you white folks, you got a Stephen in your life. They skin folk, but they ain't kin folk, huh? You in love with that black man, that Latino man, that whatever. Your skin folk gonna come for you. Have some wisdom. Be like David when he had to go before Saul. He knows Saul had it in for him. You got to know who got it in for you, but not lose your cool. Know that your God is on your side and know how to operate effectively. This is a good day. And let me tell y'all something. Things ain't finna get better. Because Stephen has been exposed. And ain't nothing more dangerous than an exposed snake. Ain't nothing more dangerous than an exposed wolf, huh? When a wolf can hide behind trees and stones and rocks, they're more secure. When a viper can hide up on a fire or in some wood, they can strike better. But when a viper is exposed, they are dangerous because they don't have no cover no more. They know who, now they know that you know who they are. Can I say it real slow for you, huh? Stephen know that you know now who he or she is. They're more dangerous. Because you better remember by Stephen, they've been collecting information on you the whole time. Stephen been collecting information on you the whole time. You done divulge some information to Stephen because you trusted Stephen. You thought Stephen was one of you. Stephen ain't showing up in the meeting for you. Stephen showing up in there to get information for massa so they can bring you down. Huh? But guess what? No weapon formed against us shall prosper. I'm in this thing because there are spiritualists out here that are Stephens. And you go into them, you think they trust it. I've heard spiritualist pastors that know they were voting for Donald Trump. And that's their prerogative. But the problem I have, they wanted you to vote against your interests. Let me tell you something. If you voted for Trump, if you voted for Biden, if you voted for yourself, that is your prerogative. But make sure it's your own decision. And it's to if you voted for your interest, hey, that's the American dream. Can't nobody be mad with you for that. But I'm talking about the Stephens that tricked you and had you believing that they were giving you information that was there to help you, for you can vote for them the way they wanted you to vote. That's why Stephen is dangerous. Huh? Don't use the word of God to deceive the people. Don't use spirituality to deceive the people. Don't use your influence because you've been bought. to deceive people. Let them people, whether it's good for them or bad for them, let them make their own choices and let them live with the decision. The Bible says very clear, you choose life or death, blessing or cursing. That's your prerogative. That I possibly don't have a problem with that, but I have a problem with you, Stephen. We got a spiritual bullet for you, Stephen. You dangerous to the cause. And no weapon formed against the purpose of God in our life shall prosper. And that's why you got to understand why certain things had to happen. I was so upset when Donald Trump, I was like, God, what? I felt bamboozled. You said you let nothing come upon. But like Jacob stole the birthright from Esau, he had trouble all his days until he got that thing right. Notice that Donald Trump ain't had a lick of peace when he got that presidency, because that was not meant for him. There's some things in life, y'all, it look like people getting by and getting away. They might have got your husband that wasn't their husband, but they're going to have trouble every day. They might have got the position that wasn't meant for them, but they're going to have trouble every single day. They might have got whatever it is that you feel like they have ensnared, or they tricked you out, or they caused this, they caused that, because they caused the damage. But there would be no peace with that, because what God had for you is for you. And in due season, you're going to reap what God had for you. And this is why I'm here to encourage you to identify Stephen. I want y'all to look at that clip, because there's so many messages in this. When you are walking with God, when you are got goals, you got things that you want for your children, you got things you want for your husband, your wife, your business, whatever it is, your ministry, or yourself. Know when you got a Stephen on board. And once God reveals Stephen to you, point to him, not you, Stephen. Everybody else, you can go. But Stephen, you going down with Candyland. Do you hear me, y'all? Stephen going down with Candyland. Do not sit here and ask God to deliver Stephen, because Stephen worked hard to get where he or she at. That's why the Django told him, no, you right where you want to be. See, everybody, when the ship go down, Stephen ready to go, but don't let him go. You done hurt a lot of people, Stephen. You done watched a lot of people suffer that you could have helped, but you chose not to. Stephen. You could have helped their marriage, but you chose not to. Stephen. Pastor, you could have helped them, but you let them lose. Stephen. A prophet, you could have told them what the word of the Lord was, but they didn't have no money, so you allowed them to continue to walk in darkness. Stephen. You dangerous. But you have that wolf done been revealed. That serpent have been revealed. Now we got to walk wisely as the wheat. When God separate, now you better watch your life prosper in ways that Stephen could never have imagined. Because one thing about Stephen, Stephen really believed in massa. Y'all better understand what I'm trying to tell you. Some of these black folks really believe in white supremacy. They are just as dangerous as white folks. They are more dangerous because you trust Stephen. You think Stephen there to help. Stephen ain't there for you. Stephen there to block you. He, like the Bible say, the Pharisee, they ain't gonna do nothing, but they gonna stand in the way. They there to stop any progress of other people. Whether you Latino, you better know if Stephen is in your camp. Whether you Puerto Rican, you better know if Stephen is in your camp. I don't care what creed or color you is. Stephen is dangerous to all of us. And when God reveals Stephen, not you, Stephen, you going down with Candyland. This is Apostle Eli. I love y'all. I'm gonna share some good stuff with y'all when I come back later on today after I get myself together. I've been going without a haircut for too long because I've been out here trying to help these saints and get stuff right and get stuff together. But let me tell you something. Don't just be praying and not watching. Don't be watching and not praying. Don't be just having faith and don't have no works. You got to be able to understand how to utilize the tools and the talents that God got for you. You hear me? This is important. I want y'all to look at that clip real good And why Stephen really hates you worse than Massa? Because nothing upsets a Stephen to see a black person or a person of color walking their true dynasty, walking their true acknowledgement of who God has made them to be. They hate you worse than Master. You need to, when you bind them up, make sure you throw them in the fire. You burn Stephen A up. That's what you do. Let Stephen burn with Candyland. All right? I'll see y'all later.